Alright, good morning guys. We get a couple people coming onto the stream now. Just wanted to show you a little bit of the specialized equipment that Cal Fire brings out to structure fires. Here we have breathing support 35. Basically they have these self-contained breathing apparatus is what they call them. It's an SCBA that the firefighters wear. Most people confuse them for oxygen, but it's actually not oxygen, it's compressed air. It goes into a bottle. That's what the firefighters wear as they go inside the building. That's what you see down here on the floor. And you see a spot where it says full and a spot where it says empty. So as needed, the firefighters will bring their empty bottles over to this unit. They'll stick them in one of these box-looking things here, and what it does is it refills the air. So they'll come place them in the empty, they'll pick up a full and go load it back onto their truck. They did bring a hazmat response out for some of the items that were inside the garage. I just seen that leave, so I wanted to get that before we took off. But as you can see, he's got those bottles here. He's also got a big lighting fixture, and the lighting fixture is up on top. What it'll allow him to do is basically light up a whole scene with that light that comes up out of the top. As you can see, they're starting the cleanup process. They're emptying the water out the hose before they roll it up. And everyone will participate in this. So as you can see, they drag out the hose all the way out. And go up over his shoulder and empty out any water that's left in that line down there at the end. Now this smaller hose doesn't weigh that much. It does have a little weight behind it, especially when it's wet. But what it really weighs a lot is that 4-inch hose, that supply line that comes from the hydrant into the engine and fills up the tank. So as you see, he starts out a little roll here, much like a breakfast that I would want. Cinnamon roll right about now and a nice cup of hot coffee. So like I was saying before, this is the hose pack that the firefighters wear into the fire. It's hooked up to what's called a pass device. That device is it's basically a personal alert safety system. It's have a tone if the firefighter goes down or they don't have a lot of movement for a certain amount of time. You'll start hearing a high-pitched scream. I'm not sure if in earlier live you were able to hear that. Every so often you'll see them do a shake. What I call the firefighter shuffle. That's just to kind of make sure that that alarm doesn't start going off. As you can see, the captain here, he's got his rolled up, carried over to the engine, and depending on the condition of the hose and if it's needed to be used right now or it goes back on the hose, either gets folded back into the hose line, or they'll stay rolled up and go out of service and they'll wash it off back at the station. As you can see, he's bringing over another hose. It'll be drained of the water and rolled back up, stuck back on the engine. Got another firefighter coming over here with that those SCBA bottles. Falling them over right now. They come place them over here on the empty. Grab 2 new bottles. And take them back with me. So as you can see, he's connecting the refill hoses back to the bottles. He's gonna close this encapsulated container, so in case that bottle does burst, it doesn't have any shards that fly out. That's why it goes into these containers. Close it up, set it to fill. Once it's done, kind of like a toaster, it'll pop out when it's ready. As you can see, this firefighter over here, he's taking his bottle off. He just came out. And when you have a bigger structure fire, this operation will actually be going as the fire is going on as well. They'll be coming out of the building, changing out a bottle, bringing it to the breathing support. And as it's ready, go load it back up and go back in. As you guys just saw, he took his bottle off and now he's putting one back on in case he needs to go back in. Or in this case, since the fire is already out, extinguished, to go back on the harness and back into the engine. Pretty neat operation, you know. Once you get to see these a couple times, you actually really get to appreciate how much firefighters do, how much everyone does in the fire service. You know, it's not just the firefighters that are putting water on the fire. It's the breathing support, the battalion chiefs, the admin, it all comes together in the end. So, like you see here, he's got 2 bottles out. He's gonna get 2 bottles from his reserve over there. Grab the 2 bottles, go back to the engine. Make our way over towards the other side of the scene. See if they are cleaning up that 4-inch hose yet. Alright, so this is another kind of aspect a lot of people don't get to see. So this is the battalion chief's rod. Here you'll see a clipboard. It's an accountability board. Everyone that comes off the engine has a name tag. Let's see if we can zoom in on it. Here, every engine has their members. They have their last name, first name, and what engine they're on. And that's how they... No, you're fine. I'm just showing everyone on the Facebook and YouTube world exactly what this is. So, like I said, the accountability board, they have timers, markers, keep exactly what's going on, the name of the incident. Here, the battalion chief will have 2 radios, one that he can talk back to headquarters, or as we know, Paris. Then one he has that, what's how you doing? Good, good. And one that he has to keep track of everyone here on scene, what they consider the TAC channel, or the tactical channel. As you see, a couple of the police officers getting here now. We have our medic squad, 66. They run mostly medical calls, but as you can tell, we have firefighters that are staffed on the medic squad, along with the paramedic, and they'll run a lot of the medical calls. As I said, they're kind of a smaller unit. They can get to places faster. We have another engine over here, engine 22, engine 89. We have behind 89, we have 20. 89 and 20 are from Banning. 22 is up from Cherry Valley. We had breathing support 35 back there. I believe the hazmat guys took off already, but you have one county hazmat and Edison over here. Like I said, this 4-inch supply line hose goes straight to the hydrant and falls all the way up through the scene and over to the engine that's pumping water into the scene. And as you can see, you know, these guys, this is actually the third fire of the day in the battalion. They had one over in Medio Solera. Here in Beaumont, they had one last night. It was a barn fire over in Banning, and then now this structure fire, well, garage fire here in Beaumont and Antonell Court. Major cross streets, Pennsylvania and Antonell. As you can see, the road is closed off all the way through. You'd be surprised how many people still try coming through. Fire company entrance is open. Oh well, that's not a speed bump in the middle of the road. It's a fire hose, and it happens all day long. I was gonna say I think it's happening now, but looks like we have the lieutenant's ride. So, you know, the supply line puts through quite a bit of water per minute. We're talking anywhere from 300 to 500, 600 gallons a minute. So when you get a fire that's been going on for an hour, you know, 600 gallons, 60 minutes, that's a lot of water that they move. So that's why it's important to not park in front of those fire hydrants, because it does take a lot of water to put out fires. So this will be the next thing that gets broken down, that 4-inch hose. That supply line there, took out the attack lines. So I'm not exactly sure when they'll do that, but when they do that, hopefully we're still alive. If not, now this puppy has not liked me all morning. I told you. No, it's good. I got a German Shepherd, same way. But it's a good one. Now what side it's going? So it looks like the next shift for the police department's taking over. They're changing out cars since they're kind of blocked in by the hose and fire engines and whatnot. Looks like they have an attack line still going to the house. So.
You got my good side?
Always your good side.
Doing,
good, good. Yeah, showing everyone a little bit of the fire gun and this equipment that they have going.
Good. It's a nice phone.
Oh, thank you. New phone. Just got it yesterday, so get to play with it. Right on.
Be safe out here, okay?
Absolutely, you too. See if we can get to the top of the garage where they were cutting. So most of the time, or all the time here, when we get a structure fire going, you get the first engine on scene. They'll establish an incident command. Then they'll basically formulate a plan as to what they want to do. As you can tell in this case. Oh, let's go follow him over. He's gonna go shut off the hydrant. So he'll shut down the hydrant here, disconnect the supply line, drain it out. Comes that nice warming sun. Alright guys, sorry about that. Started sneezing, so I didn't want to hear that. So like I was saying before, the first arriving engine, what they'll do is they'll establish a command. They'll get a plan of attack and decide if they're going to go interior, wait for another engine to get on scene. Basically the rule of thumb is you don't send anyone in until you can have someone rescue the same amount of people. So you'll have what's called a RIC team, Rapid Intervention Crew. That RIC team is basically set there so in case anything does go south quickly, you have someone to bring out those firefighters that are inside in case they get trapped over from a fire or anything like that. Let's see where we at. So yeah, basically it's just how do we attack the fire? What do we attack the fire with? You know, is it something little, just some food on the stove we can take care of with a fire extinguisher? Is just something that we can do, you know, with the smaller hose line? Do we have to get a supply line out? So that all kind of goes into planning as when you call 911 and you get that going. That's why they ask, you know, you got like a big fire, little fire, where you at? When you call 911, it all goes through the dispatcher. You get the dispatcher putting it on the computer. Once that goes over to the computer, it goes into the computers that the fire engines have inside. And as they're coming up on scene, they can actually see, you know, where the house is located, get a good aerial view, see if there's any overhead lines. You know, if you need a ladder truck, it wouldn't make sense to bring a ladder truck into some places where you have a lot of overhead lines, such as anything on this north side of the street, because you wouldn't be able to get that ladder up and use. So you might order a couple extra engines. So that's why it's important to get a lot of information to those fire dispatchers and see what they're doing. So basically, he's just waiting for the word right now. As you can see, he's got his radio in hand and he's waiting for the signal to go ahead and shut it off, and we'll shut it down. Yeah, give me 1 second. Alright, had a question. So 4:20 a.m. this is when this whole event started happening, and we're at 6:30 now, so got a couple hours that this has been going on. Luckily, it's not such a busy street that we have a million cars trying to get through, get to work or anything. It's kind of one of the smaller streets in Beaumont. It does cross one of the major streets, Pennsylvania, but that's not being affected this morning. You do have a little bit of slowdown for the looky-loos. As we're looking over, trying to figure out why there's 2 police cars and 3 fire engines at the end of the street. A little bit of a reminder, guys, if you do live up on the foothills of Beaumont, Cherry Valley, just keep in mind, if you do see a lot of water moving across the roadway, stay out of it, don't cross it. We do have a little bit of a storm expected to come in, bring some heavy rains along with some snow and ice tomorrow is what they're saying. So that snow and ice also bringing out some bad road conditions. Stay safe, slow down. Getting there in one piece is better than not getting there at all. Getting there a little bit late is better than not getting there at all as well. We do see an uprise of traffic incidents that occur here. We have 2 major freeways at the 60 and the 10. We have that interchange at the 60 and the 10. The 10 is basically like NASCAR's unofficial track is what I call it, because you get people going 90 all the time when it's raining. It'll be slowing down, and you get someone just pass you up, and then someone else passes you up, and someone else passes you up, and it just keeps going. Slow down, keep other drivers in mind. You really don't save that much time when you're speeding. It's just an adrenaline thing. But like I said, we have that rain coming in. If you're at the foothills, Cherry Valley, Beaumont, keep in mind if there's a lot of water moving across the roadway, don't chance it. You don't know what's under that water. You can't see the roadways. You don't know if there's a lot of water underneath that roadway that, you know, may be eating up at the dirt underneath. You drive over it, you get swept away, and you don't make it home, or you don't make it to work. Then along with the that ice and snow, if you're going up to the mountains, make sure you take the chains. If you're not in a four-wheel drive car, don't have those chains. Don't go up there. Don't get stuck. Get a lot of people that try going up to Idlewild or even Oak Glen that get stuck, make a backup on the roadway for people trying to get home or people trying to get to the store and to get those essential items. I know not so much down in Oak Glen, but sometimes in Idlewild or Big Bear, you get people that are stuck for 24, 48 hours, run out of gas, get hypothermic. They get stuck and a tow truck won't go get them or can't get to them. Basically wait out the storm. Oh, the dog catches up. What? Alright guys, so I think we'll end it here, and we'll have to catch another fire where we get to see a little bit more of the specialized equipment that comes down and if anything gets a breakdown. So alright, you guys have a good one. Have a good morning, stay safe.